Hello everyone, I'm Raven the Swift, aka Adam Harrigan. Um, I'm a Warlord Sword Knight in the game of Amcard. I have 15 tournament wins across 6 kingdoms, and today we're going to do some video footage of a Darkon tournament, which is real similar to Daggerhair Belagarth, not too dissimilar to Amcard. There's a little bit of difference in how the striking rules apply and stuff like that. Not really that big of a deal. Um, Today we're going to talk about Ironman tournaments, and they're called Warlord Sports tournaments, um, and how you develop a specific strategy about winning those tournaments. The vast majority of my tournament wins come from winning tournaments that are formatted such as this. I'm not actually sure if this particular tournament has a bracket attached to it, but we'll get to that later. So, a lot of people, when they go into a tournament, they look at, oh, this is just me trying to beat other people, whatever. In a bracketed tournament, that's somewhat true, but there's still like a metagame to winning bracketed tournaments. You know, there's rules and stuff that we play by, such as best 2 out of 3. There's specific strategies you want to apply to those. If you have an Ironman, the strategy of winning an Ironman tournament, and even a Warlord Sports tournament style tournament, is completely different from that. And it's because the win conditions are a little bit different. Yes, it all revolves around beating people, but there's specific strategies that you're going to use. So what an Ironman tournament is, if no one's ever competed in one, you basically have one or multiple rings where someone attempts to hold the ring against a line of fighters. A fighter will come in a ring, they'll try to beat that person, whoever wins keeps the ring. So it's like King of the Hill, right? In Warlord Sports style tournaments, you use how many kills that you get in the Ironman as a way of qualifying into a bracket portion of a tournament. So there's a secondary factor to apply. So these Ironmans are anywhere from like 15 to 20 to 25 minutes long, and they require quite a bit of physical endurance. And we're going to talk about some of the strategies that revolve around that. The first part being is how you actually win an Ironman tournament, or how you place very highly to get into the bracket of the later portion of a tournament. And there's some specific strategies that I use that some people disagree with, but I don't really care because I win a lot of tournaments. And it's this: participating in an Ironman tournament is actually closer to winning an RTS game than it is to winning a 1v1 tournament. And the reason that it is because we're not just attempting to beat each other, we're attempting to accrue an amount of points more than the other persons, or most than our other competitors. Basically, if I'm in a tournament, I'm only considering the first through fourth place people and how many points they're accruing versus how many points I'm accruing at a time. Now, because there are rings, not everyone can earn points at the same time. I'll only say it's limited to the number of rings that actually exist in the tournament. So if there's 3 rings, only 3 people can be possibly earning points at a time. If you're not in the ring, you're obviously not accruing points, right? And the way that you get more points is that you maintain control of the ring. It's the most important part of the entire tournament. And the reason being is that, say there's 4 of us, say I'm the number 1 seed in the tournament, I'm not in the ring, and say the other 3 people are, either 2, whatever, they're accruing points and I'm not. Now you have to think about it in terms of your resources and management and stuff like that, right? Because they're getting more points than I am, and I'm obviously not getting any, I'm going to start losing. And if I have control of the ring and my opponent doesn't, I'm going to be getting more points than they are. The whole point is I want to maintain hopefully, like 95% uptime on me maintaining the ring. If I'm the number 1 seed in that tournament, I want to keep my ring as long as possible. It doesn't matter how fast or how slow I'm killing people, as long as I'm consistent in my number of kills, that I'm slowly just accruing kills, I'm going to ultimately have more uptime in the ring, which means I can potentially get more points. Now, part of that goes, oh man, you're gonna fight in the whole ring for 15 minutes? No, sometimes I actually throw fights against people who don't earn that many points, because me giving them a point doesn't matter. And that gives me time to get some rest between matches when I go back through the line. Part of that is, if my strategy is to maintain the ring the entire time, I need to have some physicality and fitness to where I can maintain that uptime for a long period of time. You can go with other strategies like killing people as quickly as possible, but you're going to have downtime, right? And I think you ultimately lose more points by having more downtime than you do if you just continuously hold the ring. Um, just like in RTSs, you're always trying to accrue resources in the most effective way. Sometimes being fast matters, sometimes it doesn't. Now, there's a line of people, and typically that line of people either stays in your line or they move around. If they keep getting killed by you, they'll move around. If um, if they don't like you or they have a bad experience with you, they'll go to another ring. So one of the second part of the strategy is I cultivate my experience in my line. So if I'm holding my line the entire time, I want to make sure the people that are fighting me are having a good time. That way they stay in my line. Two, a second part of that is if the same people stay in my line, that's a very finite amount of people that I have to strategize against. Say if I have the same 8 people the entire tournament, that's great for me because I can spend more time strategizing against just those 8 people versus if they keep leaving and new people come back in. Now I have to strategize against new people. It also means the stimulus and conditioning that I apply to them is going to stay the same. If a new person comes in, I have to apply new stimulus, I have to apply new conditioning to them. That's super important. So a lot of times in Ironman tournaments, I'm a nice person in general, but I try to be extra nice. I try to be very honorable. I try to talk to them. Just make sure you have a good experience. You should kind of think of yourself as a business in this way and that you're trying to keep your customer base. But the whole point is I'm trying to maintain 100% uptime. I'm trying to maintain control of the ring. And that means I have to not die. And part of not dying is, one, it's going to change how I fight people. I don't always fight them 100% of the time, like 100% energy efficiency, right? I might take a little bit of time to fight them. Part of this is energy management. Part of it is also I need to find a good solution in fighting that person, not throwing away the ring. So I'm typically more patient. I'll take my time with people, etc., etc. It's also energy management. If I try to go 100% as fast as possible, I'm going to get tired. I might get 10 kills and go, I'm tired or whatever, and then I have to ultimately lose the ring anyway. Versus if I just dial it back a little bit, manage my energy levels a bit more, I can get, 20, 25, 30 kills in a row, and you're fine. As long as you have the skill set to go with that. That's also another method of training where you need to think about how to fight more efficiently, and killing people in a more efficient manner than what you're probably doing right now. A third aspect is, what do you do when someone comes into your ring? Okay, let's say one of the top 4 guys comes in your ring. Say I'm the top seed still, I have the most kills. And one of these other 4 guys wants to come into my line and ultimately get to my ring. Well, first they have to take the ring from me. 2, I don't think about it emotionally like, oh, this guy's coming to challenge me and all this other bullshit. I'm actually thinking about how many points that they might get or might lose by fighting with me. Say I have 15 points and the person fighting me has 10. The longer I make our round take, like say they get into the ring with me, the longer I make that take for them, the longer they are losing points because they're not actively accruing. They're not actively getting any new points while they wait in line and why they fight me. I maintain my lead against them. So maybe the third and fourth guy start getting more points to them, and maybe I end up beating this person. Say I beat them or whatever, and they got nothing for it, and they wasted 5 minutes potentially. Say 5 minutes or whatever amount of time that is trying to beat me. If that makes sense. So it's just a points game. There's nothing emotional about it. There's no like anything going on. I'm simply trying to accrue more points than they are, and I'm trying to ensure that my uptime is consistent. That's basically my whole strategy in Ironmans, and it works pretty well. There's maybe one tournament I can think of where I didn't have as many during my ascent as Warlord, and after I became a Warlord that I lost points to someone based on Ironmans. It's just a points game, and that's how you have to think about it. That's a pretty good winning strategy. And yeah, you just got to kill people. And part of that is, I guess, the third or fourth aspect of winning an Ironman is we need to look at energy efficient strategies, and we need to think about what is the easiest way to kill somebody that is going to let me conserve energy and let me kill them very quickly. Because I don't want to start expending a lot of energy. I don't want to take a lot of time with these. I don't want it to like take too much time. Preferably, I like to just kill them if I can, and then send them to the back of the ring or whatever. But we're going to look at some of these strategies and how they can be good in this video. All right. Shout out to Crash Foam Fighting. They're the person who posted this video. It's on their YouTube page. And yeah, let's go ahead and start the video. Guy in red has a pretty good kill on that guy. Wasted more energy than I probably would, but that's okay. Good kill. I feel like he could have killed him earlier and stayed in range with him just to get the guy to throw that cross so he could kill him. Arm... Leg shot? Leg shot? Okay. He got a little bit overzealous with those high crosses. He could take a little bit more time, made that kill cleaner, and he would have maintained control of the ring. Now both of them are going to the back of the ring, and neither of those guys are earning points. Looks like there's 4 or 5 people in their line probably. Not bad.
Darkon for your boys.
Got it.
Double legs. Double legs is a good way of killing people. I strongly use. Sometimes you want to use a leg shot, sometimes you don't. Sometimes hitting someone in the leg will make it take longer for you to kill them. Kind of depends on when you want to do that, right?
6.
If I think hitting someone in the leg will make it easier to kill them, I'll probably hit them in the leg. If I want the fight to take longer, or I think it's if I want the fight to take longer, like I want to maintain some energy, I'll hit them in the leg. If I think it's going to be harder to hit them in the leg, I will not hit them in the leg. Just because it's harder to kill them, which makes it harder to keep the ring.
Hit his shoulder, in case you're wondering.
Xander and the guy in red, Psy mode. Yeah, bunch of Psy modes going on. Just want to make sure those Psy modes don't happen. So Nick got a little overzealous with the low guard coming into range. He stepped really aggressively, his hands were down. He got popped in the shoulder. Not a great strategy for Ironmans.
It was close, that's what I was asking.
So we have Mist here. I think Mist used a pretty good technical strategy here when fighting his opponents. They seem to take their time. They're only throwing shots that will kill somebody. Like that high cross. That's a clean high cross. They project their shield out really well to protect themselves. It's good stuff. It looks like their line might be a little easier. They're fighting some lower skill fighters. Oh, now they got to fight. Kai. Kai's really proficient with that kite shield. Kai took his time, had a good setup on Mist. Good stuff. Nice kill by Kai. Killed a lefty. As a lefty, I can say that. This looks like Dyer Barker. It's not. I'm just making fun. Nice shot on the arm. I'd like to see Kai be a little bit more energy conservative with how he's moving his body. He's killing his opponents pretty well, but too much movement can lead to exhaustion. Go ahead, no. Part of these endurance exercises that Ironmans are, it's not just the physical component of endurance races. If I'm exerting a lot, like mentally and physically when I'm doing this, I'm going to get worn down just as pretty quickly. That's a good kill by wooden shield guy. This is back in the ring. Let's see if they can control it. Good combos by Mist. really defend themselves, just throwing really high percentage shots. We have Rock versus a person I don't know. Nice wrap by Rock.
I got double leg on that one.
Rock not using a lot of his movement, just throwing good shots. It's a good strategy I want to see. Rock versus Paulo here. Paulo typically a very conservative fighter. Oh, nice.
What number? 30. 30.
Kill by Paulo.
30.
Oh, that's that. Good fight. 30.
Paulo fighting this person who I don't know who they are. I watched a video earlier. This person's pretty good. Yeah, good to relax. Nice dark side, but they give up their arm. Simo.
Hey, I'm still alive, right? Yeah, I was leg. Arm leg? Yeah. 17. Okay.
I guess arm leg doesn't count as death in Darkon. I don't know what the specific rules are, but it's fine. He threw a spin shot with not a lot of context. His opponent read it, blocked him out, and then just hit him back. Dedicating to a spin shot right away when you don't know what your opponent's going to do is not a great strategy. Nice wrap, stab.
17.
Nice dark side feint stab. That's really clean too. His opponent was not doing much and he just capitalized on it. Capitalizing on opponent inactivity is a really good way of just killing people. Like, if they're not hitting you, why aren't you hitting them?
17.
No, if they're not threatening you, you should just be killing them.
Don't want you to fight me at top. 17. Nah, sorry.
Rock got hit in the neck. Nice press in by Rock. Good display of skill there.
I couldn't double again. What's your number?
This looks like Fikes versus a person who I don't know that is. Fikes is a very good fighter out of no quarter. Nice press by Fikes.
Was yours in time or not?
Well, I can't. No, no, no.
Remember, no two wins.
Good press. That was very good.
All right, thank you. I did not know for sure. Yes, thank you. Nice. Beautiful shoulder. Good shot. 13.
We are a hard edge. Please be careful.
This is Van Amp versus the Dagger Hair guy. I can just tell by the shot selection. Oh yeah, got crushed by the pressure. Dagger Hair, people from harder foam sports typically use pressure a lot better than amp guarders do. And amp guarders sometimes crumble to that because it's just not something they deal with as much.
Arm leg, arm leg. No, you guys.
Oh, nice. Nice, good kill by Xander. Really kept his composure there, using good block strike skills and just throwing where his opponent couldn't defend.
Yes.
Oh,
Nice
beautiful.
outside arm shot.
And on.
Yeah. Same.
2-0.
Nice Simo. Xander looked like he used a lot of energy there and he got tired with that guy. It's always important when you're fighting somebody. Oh, I'm tired. You call Leon and take a step back to conserve your energy. Also, it's good to take, just take those breaths. Back up, focus yourself.
Okay, cool. Nice. No, nice arm, nice arm.
Was that on time?
I don't know.
I'll take a timeout.
I don't know. Sorry,
Good call, Simo. But part of these endurance races that I love is that it's just a complete skill challenge of energy management as a fighter. It's not something people have to really think about a whole lot. Like, how long can you focus over a period of time? How long can you maintain a pace? It's a marathon versus a sprint, and people need to really think about it like that.
Yeah. Just arm.
I wish that would have worked, Sage. That was pretty.
Good stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll be doing more of these. Take care. Bye.